Welcome to Hattiesburg Cycles. My name's Brian.
Robert.
Nice to meet you. What brings you in?
I have a couple of acres in Purvis, and the old gator I have now is just not big enough. I saw an ad for this and thought it'd be cool.
So where would you be using it?
I'll be using it to do chores mostly, but I also want something that I can have a little fun with.
Okay.
We've got a couple of hills and a stream out back.
Anyone riding with you?
My wife and son sometimes when he's not deployed.
And when you guys would go out, about how long do you stay?
Oh, several hours a day easily.
Are you considering any other vehicles?
I've got a buddy that's got one of those Honda Pioneers, so I've been thinking about one of those too.
What budget did you want to keep it around? What's your budget?
I have to stay under $20,000.
You thinking about trading in?
I could trade in my old gator, I guess. It's still in pretty good shape.
Okay. Let me introduce you to the Mahindra Roxor. Mahindra, the company, is based out of Mumbai, India, and has been making off-road heavy-duty vehicles for over 70 years. Anything from tractors to SUVs to motorcycles. They've even been making this specific vehicle for over 70 years as well. Although the Roxor is now made in a factory outside of Detroit, Michigan. If you have any doubt that this is 100% American-made, just give it a good hit. This is an all-steel frame throughout, on an all-steel box frame as well. Let's take a look under the hood. If you were to lift this, you'd feel the heft. That's just how well this is made. Now, underneath the hood here, you're going to have a 2.5-liter, 4-cylinder, turbocharged diesel engine. That's something you're not going to find in your other side-by-sides. This is a diesel engine. 62 horsepower, 144 foot-pounds of torque. You've got a 12-gallon tank, which has a range of 300 miles, and this engine has been proven to last up to 300,000 miles. Staying here on the front, something else that makes it different than the other side-by-sides, you've got automotive lighting here, a light bar up top. Again, I keep saying it, all steel, an all steel bumper here, which is going to get anything out of your way as you're going in off-road situations. Also, one of the biggest selling points of this particular model is the worn 8,000-pound winch. So whenever your friend in his Pioneer gets stuck, and he will, you'll be the hero because you can easily pull him out. Let's come on around this way. Let's talk tires. This is a heavy-duty, all-terrain BF Goodrich radial tire on a 16-inch frame. Take a look over here at the tire on this Ranger. That is an ATV tire. What is a tire like this going to do with a 62 horsepower engine like this? Not much. This tire comes standard on the Roxor. Let's keep going. Here, you'll find throughout the all-steel frame with a spray-in liner here to protect from rust, something you will not find over here. Also, over here, you have an automatic transmission, whereas inside the Roxor, you'll notice 5-speed, heavy-duty manual transmission, plus the transfer case here for a 2 to 4-wheel drive is something that you can engage while you're driving. It's very important in case you get stuck on a hill. Let's keep going. Right back here, you have drum brakes on the back. You have 9 inches of clearance at all time with the skid plate underneath to protect that drivetrain and that powerful engine. Come on around. Let's talk storage. Storage, very comparable storage to any other side-by-side out there, protected by, again, an all-steel door. What makes this stand out far above and beyond any of the other side-by-sides when it comes to storage is its ability to tow more than twice any other side-by-side's capacity. It will tow over 3,400 pounds. So let's move on around. Take a look at this roll bar. One of the main differences in this roll bar is that on most side-by-sides, the roll bar ends here. This one extends all the way to the very end of the vehicle, making it extends all the way to the end of the vehicle, giving it much more protection to the occupants and the vehicle itself. But if you couple that with the fact that the Roxor has the highest lean angle before rollover of any side-by-side in the market, you've got the safest off-road vehicle out there. So why don't we get you set up for a test drive?
That sounds good to me.
Come on, let's go. All right, go ahead and adjust your seat. Cool. Get all buckled in here. As you were adjusting your seat, you had probably noticed a lockable waterproof storage box underneath for any valuables you might want to store while you're on the trail. Now this is a 5-speed transmission. Looks like you already know your way around it. That's great. That's a complete instrument panel there, analog and digital. Plenty of space over here for additional accessories whenever you're ready, like sound and light bars. All right, you can go ahead. Let's start her up. Yeah, head straight toward that Hattiesburg cycle sign. Pretty smooth, huh? That's a leaf spring suspension system. Stabilizer bar in the front with shock absorbers in the rear. All right, now head to the left of that erect sign there. Yeah, there you go. Not that you'll need it, but it's got a 2-year, 12,000-mile limited factory warranty and 12 months of rust perforation protection. All right, right down here, this is the transfer case. You can switch from 2-wheel to 4-wheel drive without actually having to stop the vehicle. There you go. Feel the power steering we got there. Perfect. All right, yeah, take a left here. We're going to the parking lot on the other side of that Indian trailer that you see right there. All right, I want to tell you a little bit more about this transmission, a safety aspect of it. It won't stall. It's a non-stalling transmission, which means that if you are having to stop on a hill headed upward over a stump like that, it will keep the truck or the Roxor from moving backward, which is very important, very big safety feature. Another safety feature is that the Roxor will not allow you to accelerate unless your seatbelt is fastened. Now, more about the engine. This diesel engine, man, it's the same one they've been using for 20 years at Roxor. It's well known to get 300,000 miles or more out of it. You'll be handing this down to your grandkids. Talking about grandkids, my grandfather fought in World War II, and did you know that Mahindra actually made the vehicles for General MacArthur? I sometimes think about my grandfather may very well have driven a vehicle very similar to this. You'd be hard pressed to find another company with as much culture and history as Mahindra, man. Mahindra just been around. They know what they're doing. Yeah, go ahead and pull on back up to the front of the dealership there. Man, it's always a pleasure to get out and ride in one of these guys. This is really my favorite thing on the property. It really is. Yeah, go ahead and pull on up there, right up front. You stop and we can get out and do the paperwork and get this headed home with you. All right. All right, Robert, today you came in looking for an off-road vehicle, something that you could use for work and play, sometimes all day long. often with your wife or your son when he's not deployed. You also wanted something that came in under $20,000. We know the Mahindra Roxor more than fits that bill, more than any other side-by-side in the market. So before we actually start to sign the papers, do you have any questions?
Yeah, is the Roxor strictly off-road?
Yes, Mahindra designed the Roxor to be strictly off-road. They designed it without things like airbags and tail lights, things that would really drive up the cost. So to answer your question, yes, it is strictly an off-road vehicle.
Okay, well, that's the only question I had.
Okay, cool. Well, let's get those papers started. You'll be riding tonight. All right, Robert. Well, it's been a pleasure having you here and doing business with you. I hope you can go on Google or on Facebook and give us a good review. That would be a fantastic favor. One thing, very important thing to remember is that even though you're taking it with you today, it doesn't end here. You're going to need service. You're going to want a lot of accessories. Once your friends see you with this, they're going to want to come back and have one of their own. So please feel free to send people in to us. Come back and see us. We got a team of over 50 people here at Hattiesburg Cycles ready to help you, okay? So with that being said, there's only one thing left to do. Come on over. Give her a bang. Very nice. Robert, thank you very much. We'll see you again.